Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your dude, the 100 Club here, and today we are about to discuss why Meek Mill is a loser even after he's been handed a win. Now, Meek Mill, the rapper from Philadelphia, he's been on probation for the past 10 years per some judge. He claims the judge has a vendetta or a grudge against him from some shit that happened back in the hood during their childhood. So when he had to go back up in front of this judge, which apparently made something of her life when he became a rapper, he decided that, she was discriminating against him because of their past. Got 10 years probation, which is at least it keeps your ass out of prison. Violated numerous times, and in 2017 was sent back to prison or sent to prison for to do a 2-year bid. Niggas were outraged. They were incensed. They couldn't understand why Meek Mill, all he did was sell drugs by his own admission, pop wheelies, disrespect women, and do all this other thing, was going back to jail just for violating his probation 4 times. I mean, who does that? 4 times? That's all? And you're sending him to prison? But anyway, as you may have seen on social media, recently, through a lot of public pressure, a lot of public opinion, he was released. A lot of people were protesting. Jay-Z came to his rescue. A lot of other celebrities came to his rescue, stood up for him, and he was eventually released from the prison. In fact, when he was released, he was picked up in a helicopter by the owner of the Philadelphia Sixers and taken to the playoffs. Since then, and I'll make a long story short, since then, he's put out one song. It was whack. It was not good, because I'm sure you haven't heard of it. He's irrelevant at this point. He hasn't reconciled with Nicki Minaj, his ex-girlfriend, and he basically hasn't done anything noteworthy since he's been released from prison. However, he was invited to discuss with President Trump prison reform because he's a notable person that just got out of prison, of course. What the fuck? He's a notable person that just got out of prison, of course. The nigga said no, right? So all this stuff he was talking about when he was in prison, how the system is unfair, how the system treated him unjustly, he was given an opportunity to rectify the system so it wouldn't treat any other brothers unjustly. He was pampered, treated like a baby's or mama's boy, and basically just it was the best way to do a prison bid. He got more out of that prison bid than he lost. Okay? So people were treating him like a god, like a demigod, and just like a woman, and he eventually got out of prison. Now that he was out of prison, he was talking about, oh, we need prison reform because things like this shouldn't happen again. And he was given an opportunity to talk to the leader of the free world, President Donald Trump, to see to it that things like that didn't happen again. And this nigga said no. He claims that his good friend Jay-Z advised them to turn it down. So I guess he was trying to avoid, or Jay-Z was trying to advise him to avoid some social stigma. Nobody wants to be seen talking to Trump. Look at what it did to Steve Harvey, Kanye West, and all the other niggers that dared to take sides with Trump or speak up for President Trump. Comes along Kim Kardashian, which I regard as one of the greatest women of our time, of the age, of the generation. Kim Kardashian surpasses the likes of Little Kim and even the likes of Jackie Onassis, if you ask me. Kim Kardashian is self-made. Her empire is hers, unlike Jackie Onassis, and she's just not a sex symbol like Little Kim. I also revere and admire a woman like Nicki Minaj because her empire, her brand is built on her, and she's also very gorgeous and very intelligent. I would love to talk to these women because I'm sure they have a lot to say and there's a lot I can learn from them. So Kim Kardashian, Kanye West's wife, went to go speak to President Trump a few days ago, and the end result was And like I said, before I get to that, I just want to say how wonderful the Kardashians are. The Kardashians have done more for black men in general, more for the esteem of black men, and more for black male individuals than any black woman has done. You don't see Oprah making all these black men happy husbands and happy fathers. You don't see Issa Rae doing it. You don't see Stacey Dash doing it. But I do see Kim Kardashian pumping out the babies for a black man, and all her sisters pumping out the babies for black men, upholding black men, respecting black men. While you go to the corner store, the bodega, and the first black bitch you see is an anti-black male person. So while these bitches want to talk about Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian clan like on some get out shit and oh, look at how your family's set up, that's a bunch of bullshit. I embrace, love, and stand for the Kardashians more than I would ever stand for any black woman in history. And they are going down in history as the new Cleopatra, the new Nefertiti, not fucking Remy Ma, not goddamn that chick that just got fired from CNN who hates Donald Trump's guts so much. And that's what you get. You try to be so tough, and what you ended up with was nothing. Now, let me not get sidetracked with that. I'm reading an article from The Bazaar, and it says, I'm going to tell you what happened. So basically, she went up there to discuss prison reform and one specific case, the case of Alice Marie Johnson. I'm going to read this real quick. President Trump has granted clemency to Alice Marie Johnson a week after Kim Kardashian visited the White House to discuss prison reform and petition for her pardoning. Johnson is expected to be released from prison soon, CNN reports. This marks Trump's sixth act of clemency since taking office. Did y'all know that? This is the sixth time he let somebody out of prison or commuted somebody's sentence. And Alice Marie, what's her name? Alice Marie Johnson is a black woman, by the way. And that's another thing I've never seen any black woman do. One black woman has never rescued another black woman out of prison. So when black people have something bad to say about the Kardashians, you know they're just ignorant. They're just one of those don't know what they want, don't want nothing good for nobody else ass people. But anyway, the 63-year-old grandmother was given a life sentence in prison for a non-violent drug-related crime and was not eligible for parole. That's how the system, that's definitely prison reform, because that's just how the system does too. They don't even need a crime. They need an excuse to put your black ass away. Johnson was convicted in 1996 on 8 criminal counts stemming from a Memphis-based cocaine trafficking operation involving more than a dozen people. She was sentenced to life in prison in 1997. Back when Bill Clinton was president and he created the prison industrial complex. This, my friends, is the prison industrial complex at work, the main ingredient in the oppression of the black people being reversed by President Trump, the main person that black people oppose for some reason. Well, the reason is because they're still on the Democratic plantation, but you get the point. She was sentenced to life in prison in 1997. Today, she spent more than 2 decades behind bars. As one of Johnson's lawyers, Brittany Barnett, told the Daily Mail, now her lawyers couldn't even get her out, but Kim could. What says you, black woman? What says you, goddamn Crystal and Karazin? What says you, Cynthia G? What have you done for us lately? The message to the president is that Alice Johnson, the 21 years she has been in prison, represents a punishment that more than pays her debt to society, and that to keep her prison, well, they misspelled it. I'm supplying this in context. This is exactly how they wrote it. And that to keep her prison the rest of her life is morally and economically unjustifiable. It is. Shit, they only gave the kid that they're thinking about giving the kid that shot up the most recent school 40 years because he was a minor. Fuck. Johnson became involved in drug trafficking as a way to make ends meet following a particularly rough period in her life. She lost her job at FedEx, where she had worked for 10 years due to gambling addiction. She got divorced, and then her youngest son died in a motorcycle accident. Okay. We're not gonna put all our business out there, but that's the point, though. Meek Mill takes yet another L. This is a big L for Meek Mill. You had the opportunity to do something so impactful, not just for yourself. This was gonna be good publicity for you, Jit, but you're a hood nigga, so you don't need no good publicity. Even bad attention is attention, right? You let yourself down, Meek Mill. You let black men down. You let all the people that campaigned for you to get out of prison down. You let Philadelphia down, and as you always do. And you let your mom down. You can't rap. You can't think. You know what I'm saying? Nicki left you because you probably can't fuck. You are not good for nothing. But Philadelphia is so desperate for a public figure that represents them that you can be as incompetent, as dumb, as lame, as fucking boring as Meek Mill, and as long as you've got the spotlight, Rick Ross needs to let Meek Mill go. Meek Mill is not an asset. He's a liability. I don't know what everybody sees in this guy. Everybody's treating this guy like he's the second coming of fucking Tupac. Meek Mill is the wackest thing on the market. How many numbers did his Just Out of Jail song do? None. After all that help he got to get out of prison, what did he give back to the community? Nothing. He got to fuck Nicki Minaj for 2 years. Did he get her pregnant? No. Has he had a platinum album yet? No. This nigga's just fucking whack. Get over this Philadelphia nigga. Get over him. He's the wackest thing out. But he takes an L because he didn't help himself. He didn't help the black community. I can help myself, so that's not going to be a good response for you trolls out there. He didn't help black men. He didn't help reform the prison system. He didn't meet the president. He didn't do any of that. He's supposed to be so tough. He's supposed to be a dream chaser. Well, it's clearly that Kim Kardashian is a dream catcher. She's caught way more dreams and made way more positive impact on the black community, on black men, on society, and here, in this instance, on prison reform than Meek Mill ever will. So there it is, man. Kim Kardashian got somebody out of prison, got a black woman out of prison. Her name is, one more time, her name is Alice Johnson. Alice Johnson, Kim Kardashian got Alice Johnson out of prison after 20 years, and everybody, Philadelphia and Jay-Z, got Meek Mill out of prison, and Meek Mill has made nothing of it or himself. Meek Mill has been gifted a tremendous position that he has done nothing with, in my opinion. So there it is. Get in the comment box, like, definitely make sure you subscribe and help me grow. You know what I'm saying? Till I can get these super chats or whatever, these donations, right? Subscribe, leave your comment. What do you think? Does Meek Mill take an L for not meeting the president? And is Kim Kardashian good for the black community or nah? Anyway, peace.